Have you ever lost your files? Did you ever had the problem with your computer, with crashing your hard disk drive? If yes, you know exactly what it means. To lose your data, which are priceless very often. Imagine you are taking digital photographs and it happens that you lose your computer. And inside you had all your work, all your digital photographs from, let's say, not a week, not a month, but 10 years. How would you feel? Where is your library? Where is your all year long experience with your photography? To avoid this, you have to think twice before you will save your files and how you will organize your archiving actually. So this is one of the last elements of your workflow. When you download your files or while you make it, while you do it, you have to think where they will be saved. The worst thing you can do is actually to keep only one copy or original files in your primary computer. It doesn't matter, is it desktop or is it laptop? Because whenever it happens that the disk can crash or will crash in your computer, you will lose your data, or it will cost you a lot of money, thousands of dollars, to get it back. Not always it's possible. And if you think that if it will happen, then I will worry, you should ask different question. Am I prepared for this event? Because it's not a matter if, it's a matter of when it happens. And here I will show you different options how you can store your data in the safe way. We have actually 3 ways how we can store or keep our files in a safe way. You can store your files on these portable devices like this small disk. We can have also other options like big desktop devices with single or dual disk inside. Or we can use also these new modern technologies, including clouds, where we use these wireless servers or virtual servers where we store all our data. But of course, we have to have an access to wireless connection. We have to have an access to the internet. I think that you should immediately understand that storing the data on the computer is quite risky. So to protect your work, the best way is to use the computer as a middleman. He will transfer data from your card reader to the external devices. It can be stored, as I mentioned, on the portable devices like this, or it can be saved on the desktop, on the big hard drives. And it's the right moment to tell you a few things, what kind of options we have available. Because in these portable devices, mostly we have smaller version of this type of disk. This type of disk is called hard disk drive. The acronym is HDD. Sometimes you see this kind of description when you buy your computer that HDD is, for instance, 1 terabyte. This is exactly this device which is inside of your desktop computer. And on this disk you will have a different volume which will serve as a place where your data will be safely recorded. This hard disk drive is called 3.5 inch, and inside of these portable devices we have the smaller version which is called 2.5 inch because of the smaller size. The thing is as well, you should know that these disks are mechanical, so inside they have the special plate with the arm which helps to record all the data inside. So it is more or less mechanical device also. And because of this, we have different spin of the plate which is inside of such a disk. So because of these elements, it is more maybe sensitive to some failures. Of course, technology evolves, and the next step of this technology is solid-state drives. With this SSD disk, we have more memory, more space. For instance, this one is 250 gigabytes. We have also 500 and soon 1 terabyte also. But they are more expensive compared to this hard disk drive, 3.5 inch and 2.5 inch. So if you are not limited with your budget, for sure this SSD will be more reliable, more safe, because we do not have any mechanical elements inside of such a disk. You can see the differences in some shapes, colors, etc. So you have a lot of options to choose how you would like to keep your data saved, not only from the point of view of memory, etc., but also from the aesthetic point of view. On the table as well, you can see a little bit bigger devices, and these bigger devices serve as a case for some of the disks, but as well as docking stations. On the screen you can see that I have two docking stations connected to my computer. Why? Because you can have, for instance, this kind of hard disk drive used and connected with your computer with the help of this type of docking station, because this docking station will help to connect with some ports your hard disk drive to your laptop. And this is a very cheap and affordable solution. But you can also have this kind of disk in this kind of cases. This kind of case will help to keep your disk maybe more in the elegant way, or it will serve as well sometimes as a cooling device, because you can have some fans installed also. But it has some base plate, so you can stand it more secure on your desk also. And maybe for carrying and sending this information when you want to keep it with you when you travel, it's also nice to have solution. As I mentioned, we have two disks connected, because I told you that it would be smart to have the copies. Copies means that it is more than one, because when we transfer our data from memory card to a computer, and we will save it on this computer, or on this external disk, it will be original file. Copy, it means that this is copy from the original file. That's why we talk about at least two destinations where we would like to have the same material saved. That's why we rely on two separate hard disk drives. In case one is failing, we have still one more copy where we can have and see and find our files. If we have only this type of docking stations, because we are limited with the budget, this is a very smart solution, which I used for the long time, because this type of disk separately is cheaper for sure than to buy the same disk in the case, metal case, or coming from the designer, etc. You can find it easily in every shop. To make it happen, you should have two docking stations like this, because one will serve as the original file docking station, and the second one will serve as the copy of these files. Why? On the computer we do not save these files. Everything we will keep on these two separate or external disk drives. How you do it? Some of the softwares, we will talk about it later, will help you to decide or make it easier to download these files while the process of importing files is happening, where you can point which disk will serve as the original files destination, and the second will serve as the backup destination. So it makes your life much more easy. If you want to control it by yourself, then the easy way is to copy at first all the files on one disk, and then after finishing copying these files, copy it one more time to the second disk. But it takes time. Much smarter solution is to have two disks in the cases like this. And I will show you what is inside. When you look inside, you will find two hard disk drives. And these type of devices are designed to make simultaneously two copies. When you transfer your data into this device and they are configured in RAID 1, so-called, you will have one copy saved on disk A and the mirror version saved on the disk B. So it's a very time-saving procedure, because you don't have to worry and thinking where do you have your copy A and B, because it's done automatically. You connect your device with, for instance, in this case with Thunderbolt technology or USB 3.0, and then everything is done automatically. So as a summary, I would like to underline one more time. Don't save your data on your computer. Save it on your portable devices or on the external disk. And always make a copy of your original files. It will save you a lot of stress and it will save you a lot of money.